Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Shardeum Foundation's March 2024 update. It is an exciting time in Web3 with the ongoing bull market and retail attention coming back to the industry. And with that increased retail activity and attention, we've seen a lot of congestion in different blockchains recently. So it's really exciting, this new technology we're inventing, but still concerning after several 5 to 10 plus years of building decentralized technology that we're still facing scalability challenges preventing the industry from mainstream adoption. That's why we're excited about what Shardeum is building with the ability to scale horizontally and expand the amount of users we can have on a single blockchain. Today, we'll cover recent updates in Shardeum Foundation's marketing, business, people operations, open source, ecosystem, and technology progress. We'll provide an update on the roadmap and where we're at in releasing Shardeum's upcoming incentivized testnet and answer any questions you have. Throughout this presentation, please post any questions in the chat on YouTube. With that, I'd like to introduce Shardeum Foundation's president and co-founder, Nischal Shetty.
Thanks, Greg. Hey, everyone. Good to be here. And I think March was sort of like I would say, a getting back to normal month after the madness that Feb had for crypto in general. But yeah, I think April is going to be interesting with the Bitcoin halving, and we are seeing a lot more action happening in April. We are trying to push our ITN out in April. We'll share more details about that soon with all of you. But the team is actively working towards achieving our goal to launch the incentivized testnet, the phase 1 of the incentivized testnet this month. So yeah, look out for that. In terms of what we've been doing in March around marketing, I think one of the most impactful programs has been the Shardeum is Borderless program, where the objective has been to ensure that we create content in multiple languages. And we've crossed over 2,000 submissions until now across 50 countries in 38 languages. In just in March, we got over 293 submissions, which is the highest recorded submission until now. And I think I'm pretty confident that these numbers will continue to increase. And this is one of the best ways in which we can educate everyone about blockchain and the Web3 ecosystem. Because until now, if you see globally, the focus has been on English content, but it keeps away a large part of the world which does not necessarily understand or read in English. And this is where the Shardeum is Borderless program really shines through. I think it's one of the first in the industry, and we need more such programs to build an inclusive Web3 ecosystem. So we are very proud of what we've been able to achieve, and we'll continue to work hard towards growing this program. We had launched our blockchain quiz a few months ago, and it's crossed over 80,000 people who've taken the quiz across 35 countries. We are seeing some new countries, which never were in the Shardeum ecosystem now coming in through these quiz applications. So that's a welcome change. We're seeing more people from different countries getting to know about Shardeum. So the Shardeum brand is increasing in terms of its geographic reach. We recently did a campaign with BitGet, and anyone who participated um, would be, getting the BWB points, which BitGet is giving out. They're giving out about, I think, 500,000 to 1,000,000 BWB points. So yeah, that was something very interesting. This is the first time we tried something like this, which is collaborate on a points campaign. Based on the feedback that we've received, we'll try to partner with more products and get you to access those points from these products early on. So watch out for more announcements around that. We'll always be looking for good partners that we can bring to you. Let's move on to proof of community. So this is something that has been again doing really well. We had 20 events across 17 cities in 9 countries. And we've seen over 800 participants in our proof of community meetups that we organize across different countries. We had the first proof of community taking place in Dubai and Thailand in March, and those went really well. We also had a side event during ETH Vietnam, and we saw some really good participation there. In terms of socials and community, we recently ran a campaign called "Anyone Can Run a Node." Now, the beauty of this is, if you run a node on Shardeum, you'll realize how easy is it to run a node, and we wanted to test this out. And we saw over 50 people participating in this campaign, where you just had to share a picture of you running a node. And one of the interesting entry that we got was someone running a node from a hospital. Uh, so I think you can really run a node from anywhere, and it's only possible on Shardeum. So yeah, I think a really interesting time for Shardeum. As we get closer to the ITN, we are seeing some really solid participation from all of you, and we are really thankful to you for that. Let's look at the metrics. Can we go to the next slide, please? So because Feb was really an amazing month in general for not just Shardeum, for the crypto ecosystem, March numbers are more in line with, I think, what Jan and December were. We've seen these numbers are good, but it's just that Feb was really an amazing month. So you'll see some dips in the website traffic and the blog traffic. But if you look at the last several months, this is still a good number. Yep, we can go to the next. So this month there's Token 2049 in Dubai, and we'll be having a proof of community. If you happen to be in Dubai, please do attend. We also have plans to launch a blockchain ebook. The idea with this is it's more like a simple ebook with 20 to 40 pages, and the idea is to build this for beginners. So I think a lot of you probably will find this to be a little more basic, but we would need your help in spreading this to your friends and your peers who do not really understand blockchain really well. And this is in line with our objective of bringing new people into the Web3 ecosystem. So when we launch this, please do share it with everyone. It's something that will help us grow the Web3 ecosystem. And yeah, the incentivized testnet is what we are really aiming for right now, and we intend to launch it this month. That's about it. I'll hand it over to Kelsey.
Hello, everyone. Excuse me. I'm Kelsey McGuire. I'm the CGO at Shardeum, and I'm over here in New York City, where, excuse me, the pollen count is as high as our enthusiasm for Shardeum. So sorry I sound a little off. But we've had another really strong month. The total US visits were over 14,000, and the US had more total unique visitors than visitors from anywhere else in the world, which was really exciting. We had a super busy month. We were at NFT NYC. I spoke on a panel that discussed community building in a sustainable way. We're at London at Digital Asset Summit and discussed what a multi-chain future looks like and how Shardeum fits into that. And we also hosted our 4th proof of community here in New York City. So that was really exciting, as well as recorded multiple other podcasts. So we have a really busy rest of the month as well. I'm speaking at Harvard Blockchain this weekend, as well as Cornell Blockchain Conference here in New York later in the month. So if you're attending either one, please do reach out. We'd love to connect with you. And we're releasing a great video series called The Lightning Fruit 3, which is the top 3 questions from the community that's focused on the tech. And we have the wonderful Chris as our first guest on that. So that kind of wraps it up for us for this month, and I'm going to hand it over to Shahzad.
First of all, this is live from Las Vegas, which is where I'm at. And Jeremy, I'm not attending a bachelor meet here. I'm here attending the Google Next conference, which is something exceptional, which we have become a part of. So we are officially a Google partner now, and I will let the PR group announce that in the next session. So we have a booth here. We have a presence of 3 people from our team, and it's been extremely interesting. They are expecting about a crowd of 20,000 people to be here. And what is great is we are educating people in the Web 2 world about Web 3. So we had a lot of traffic and meeting some very interesting people, as well as being a Google partner. We get invited to a lot of other events, as well as all the incubating partners they have internally. So from here on, we go to Dubai at 2049, where I'll also be speaking at a Google event. And May 17th, they have Google Next India, which is in Mumbai. And we've been invited to do a keynote there as well. So that's announcing a big bang with the Google relationship, and hope to grow on that very, very quickly. With that, I was also with Kelsey at DAS London. That was a phenomenal event. Met a lot of people in the finance segment, as well as a lot of exchanges whom we wanted to connect with. So that event turned out very well for us. As part of a follow-up, we are executing agreements with the exchanges, and again, the PR group will be announcing as we confirm those. So there's a lot of things in the pipeline coming in the next week or 2. From here on, we have 2049 in Dubai, and a lot of speaking engagements, as well as a lot of meetings set up there with projects as well as partners. So looking forward to this. This is my first trip to Dubai. Have stayed away from that for a while, but I think now is the time to, with all the exciting things happening, and we getting closer to our launch. So very excited to be there. And if you are in Dubai, let's connect, let's talk, and let's see how we can grow our relationship. With that, I'll hand it over to Jeremy. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Shahzad. So this will be a really quick update this month for me, but yeah, we had 3 new team members in this past month, filling in some really critical gaps we have on the team leading into mainnet, particularly on Shabo, who will be speaking next on the open source team. So we've also been increasing our emphasis on showcasing our ecosystem partners, their growth as well. And we've added about 60 plus open roles from them onto our job board that you can find at the bottom of our website, and an additional five ecosystem partners there. So continue to check out our job board as we add new roles, especially going into and post mainnet. There'll be a lot of interesting things coming out from us. So hit me up as always at people@shardeum.org. Looking forward to chatting with you.
Hello there. Thank you for having me. So I'm Chris Chabot. I head up the open source program here at Shardeum, and it's been an interesting month for us. We are marching towards mainnet, and our engineering brief later in this session will talk about the progress around that. For my team, we've been preparing for that big moment because we are migrating all of our code to GitHub probably next week, which also means that all of our code from Shardeum will be open sourced under the MIT license. MIT license is one of the most permissive licenses to make sure that we're maximizing the opportunity for everyone to get involved. One of the things we'll also be running next to the ITN is a bug bounty program. And once we're open source, we're able to invite people from a security engineering community to walk through the source code, try to find issues in there, and actually earn rewards, monetary rewards for finding issues. And that's a big part of what we're doing to make sure that Shardeum is going to be ready and incredibly secure for the mainnet launch. We're, of course, finishing all the boring stuff, which is the instructions on how to configure and run stuff locally if you're a developer wanting to contribute to the Shardeum project directly. We're also recording videos pretty soon and doing a whole range of documentation on the architecture of Shardeum. Now, Shardeum, of course, is relatively unique. We've got an interface that applications use that are completely Ethereum compatible, but the network itself uses a Whisper network to communicate data between nodes, send receipts to the archive server, and there's a lot of interesting, cool stuff going on there. So we're documenting that to help people get up to speed and learn how everything works in our projects. The last project that I started on is that we've hired a new tokenomics lead. So obviously the token economics are a critical part for the success of the network. And we managed to find someone who has been a teacher at Oxford University in Web3 and crypto. He's advised the European Union. He's been a CEO at a few companies. And he's been involved with a number of Techstar startups, advising them on their Web3 and crypto economics as well. So he brings a tremendous amount of experience and knowledge in this ecosystem to make sure that what we launch with mainnet is 100% stress tested and pressure tested and works, and will help us to develop a vision for how we could innovate more in the future. So very exciting developments there. Thank you. Greg, I think you're next.
Thanks, Chris, and Eid Mubarak to everyone celebrating. My name's Greg. I'm the head of ecosystem at Shardeum. In March, we participated in 3 hackathons. One of them is still ongoing within Code Club. We also teamed up with SRM University in India at their Chennai campus. They hosted the Layers hackathon. It was also an online hackathon as well. We were really impressed by the quality of projects there. SRM Chennai has consistently been one of the top, Web3 university communities in India. They send a lot of students every year to ETH India, and they are building really cool projects there. One of our ecosystem projects, Minter, came out of SRM. There's also a exciting wallet project being built by students there called Perfo Wallet. So it was exciting to see the cool applications that they built on Shardeum, and we're excited to continue to work with SRM to help their students launch new companies natively built on Shardeum. The Dazo hackathons was a hardware hackathon. There they focused on building a box with the Shardeum validator pre-installed. It was inspired by Minter. We co-hosted that track with Minter, and Minter was looking for prototypes out of the hackathon where they could distribute hardware with the Shardeum validator pre-installed, so anyone can self-host their own node from a server at home. We released the next Shardeum University EVM course. If you want to learn more about the EVM, feel free to go to university.shardeum.org and take that course. We have also continued to sign several infrastructure agreements with the most popular NFT API out there, and the most popular subgraph hosting provider out there. So we're excited to announce those partnerships in the near future. But the agreements are signed, and really excited to have their infrastructure supporting Shardeum's upcoming mainnet and incentivized testnet. One thing we're excited about this month is the launch of a monthly ecosystem report. So if you're a developer building on Shardeum, every month on Telegram, we'll distribute an update on progress in the ecosystem and opportunities for you. With that, I'd like to introduce Mark and Andrew for the tech updates.
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, hello everyone. I'm going to sub for Omar today. He was out for personal reasons. So on the tech side, we've got the update on Sphinx 1.10.3 is live. That contains a number of stability and crash fixes and lost node improvements that has brought the network back into a better performing state from where it was in 1.10.2. 1.11.0 has been in testing. It's being actively tested, and the final critical issues are being addressed by the team right now. Coming up soon, the 1.11.0 release will be the next release that we have planned. We are expecting this to be a release with your account data should be preserved. We're planning on doing a network restore for this. It has a large number of performance improvements. In fact, the reason we have a 1.11 is because we pulled in on the schedule some optimizations and changes that were planned for later on, where we felt that it was going to be necessary to improve stability. So we pulled those in earlier on the schedule. Other things that are going on, we're gearing up for phase 1 of incentivized testnet. We're all extremely excited about that. We've got a number of people working on fixes from our first and third-party security audit evaluations. As Chris mentioned, we're working on the open source efforts and GitHub. Also very excited about that. The bug bounty, and we are working on a program to update our validator UI that has kicked off and is in progress right now. So on the roadmap, if we could go to that slide, next slide. Okay, so that just shows basically all the things that are in progress, although I realize now I should have put incentivized testnet phase 1 on in progress. That should be there too. Sorry about that. Those are the things that will be done pre-incentivized testnet. All of the things that are in the to-do column will be post-incentivized testnet. So those are not blockers for us going to incentivized testnet. Let's see. Yeah, the team is just focusing on a few remaining optimizations that are going to help with stability and the critical security and performance issues for kicking off incentivized testnet phase 1 as soon as possible. And then Andrew, I think, has some notes to go over on the technical details of some of the changes that we've been working on. You're muted. Okay, well, Andrew's mic is not working. So can you hear me? Anybody? Okay, I'll read Andrew's notes. I don't know what's up with the mics. Having technical difficulties. Apologize for that. So the details we had there had a lot of performance work that was planned to go in after ITN launched. We pulled it before ITN because our testing indicated it was going to be helpful for the quality of the incentivized testnet. That's why we have a 1.11.x beta launched as the last beta before ITN rather than 1.10. The dev team is continuing to work on stability, security, and scalability. We are getting valuable data from beta as it is the best place for certain types of tests. We were able to make important RPC server optimizations and find additional areas in the protocol that need hardening based on data gathered from the Sphinx network. We have also been consistently running large internal test networks for beta 1.11 as we work on integrating a lot of protocol work and other fixes. So that is the update from Andrew and Omar and myself, all by me. I apologize for that. But back to you, Greg.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark and Andrew. If anyone has questions, please post them in the chat. We have a few and would love to answer any of your questions.
I can see some questions.
Yeah.
Let's go. I think the first question is, why is mainnet postponed? I think if you think about how we are building Shardeum, I think the most important thing is we decided to be very public and open about our entire development process, and we've always been transparent about where we are, and we've always involved the community. Right from our first version where you could not run nodes to then launching a way for you to run nodes, and subsequently pushing a lot of updates around that. And our tentative timelines, were to launch mainnet sometime towards the end of 2023, and then we had to push them as we saw stability issues and bugs, and we pushed them to Q1, and now we've entered Q2, and while the objective is to launch it as soon as possible, we decided that one of the things to do is to look at where we reach in terms of our stability by working with the ecosystem. So while we are pushing for mainnet ASAP is our objective, we don't want to really put a date without us knowing 100% that that's going to be the date. So we are trying to now break it into phases, and there's just two phases remaining. One is the incentivized testnet, and then you fix all of the bugs that come up in the incentivized testnet, and we are ready for mainnet. So the question, there's no straightforward answer today on what's the exact date of the mainnet. The objective is first reach the incentivized testnet, which we are aiming for this month. Once we've done that, only then will we understand how stable the network is and are there any more issues. And if network is stable and there's not a lot of issues, then I think we can launch fairly quickly. But during the incentivized testnet, if we encounter any major issues, then we might have to work on solving them. And the reason why we have to do all of these things is because this is brand new code. It's not a derivative of an existing blockchain which has been well tested for multiple years. So this is how but software development works. You build it, you get it tested internally, and then you get it tested from the community. And only when you're confident that things are working will you really push the button to go live. We don't want to push the go live button, um, when we have doubts about either the bugs or the security or the stability. But the good thing is, those are the only things we are focusing on, just making the network stable. Our features are all complete. We are not building any more new features. We are just focusing on stability, security, and once those are solved, we go live. Now, the thing that we'll do is we'll be completely transparent with you, as we've always been, and that's the approach we're taking here. So give us some time. Let the um, incentivized testnet go out, and once the incentivized testnet goes out, and all of you participate in that, we'll understand where we stand in terms of the stability and the security issues. And post that, we'll put out a more concrete mainnet timeline. But yeah, as on today, I don't think we can put a date. We are hoping, this quarter we finish everything and we are ready for mainnet. But it's a function of how the incentivized testnet turns out. So yeah, we can go to more questions. And I understand, I understand the I would say some frustration among some people. Many can't wait. There's restlessness. I think it exists in all of us. We're all pushing for it. We gain nothing by not going to mainnet. We gain a lot if we can go to the mainnet faster, and the entire team understands that, and we are all pushing for it, and we'll make it happen. But we want to make sure when we give you a product, it really works well and it's stable and secure. So that's our objective, and we don't want to compromise on that, which is why we are taking things slowly, understanding the problems and fixing them. And you can see those improvements. Our last launch, what we pushed out, has been pretty stable now, and I'm sure ITN will be even more stable. And but there will be edge cases that will emerge when tens of thousands of people use a network, and we'll quickly fix those and push phase 2 of the ITN as well.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, Nischal. Looks
Yeah.
like most of the other questions were about just the incentivized testnet launch date and mainnet launch date, which you've answered.
Yeah, I think the incentivized testnet launch date will be announced soon. We'll also announce on how you can participate in the incentivized testnet, and how you will be able to be part of the airdrop program for the incentivized testnet. And we do intend to have multiple phases, and in each phase we'll have a pool of SHM that the incentivized testnet participants will be able to earn as a result of helping us test the network. So that's coming soon. Within a few days, I think we'll make it live. The details about the program.
Thanks, Nischal. We think Andrew's mic may be working now. Andrew,
test.
Could you try to? Yeah, it's working now. That's great.
All right. Yay.
Andrew, could you tell us a little bit more about what's coming in 1.11 when that releases?
Got it. So yeah, 1.11, we ended up, I think Mark touched on this a little bit before, but we found we needed to improve the performance. And so there was some protocol hardening and performance updates for the protocol that went into 1.11 that we built on top of 1.10. Additionally, a lot of the focus has just been debugging to improve the success rate of transactions and kind of knock out the last % of errors we get when running tests. And then some other category of fixes that are going into 1.11 are things that we've been able to identify while running the live beta 1.10x networks, because there are certain things that only show up easily when you're running like the real thing. So we definitely have a category of fixes there, like some memory improvements and just various small bug fixes and improvements to our lost protocol. Several other protocol improvements. Yep.
And I guess one other question is before we get to mainnet, what are some of the critical bugs or areas of performance improvement we've discovered that need to occur or be solved?
You said before mainnet?
Before,
is that?
Yeah, before mainnet. What are maybe 3 key areas that we're focused on improving?
Yeah, I think well, they're kind of generic sounding, but the core 3 areas are going to be scalability, stability, and security. And so that's the main focus. And there's some cases where we need to fix something in the protocol, and it's going to help more than one of those goals.
And for security, the good thing is we've already completed 2 independent security audits. Now that's something is again which was very important, and there have been some security issues that have been identified as part of that audit. So that a part of the team will be working on those security fixes as well. In terms of scalability, I think the BetaNet has given us a very good handle on what are the scalability related issues that need to be fixed, and most of those issues have been knocked off. I think we got a few remaining which the team is working on. In terms of stability, again, I think there were quite a few issues that cropped up during the BetaNet. Now again, that's what the BetaNet is for, and the team has been diligently working on solving those. So I think we're towards the tail end of all of the issues that were uncovered during the BetaNet. Now, once we go to the ITN, the incentivized testnet, there'll be again some issues that will crop up, and then we'll get to fixing those, and we should be ready for mainnet. So it's how software development happens. You write your first code, 10 bugs will emerge, then you fix them, 5 will emerge, and you fix them, and hopefully no more bugs come up. And then you go to the mainnet. That's how everything happens. The only thing is, most of these software developments happen behind the scene. So, you never get to know about these phases. With Shardeum, we just opened it up to everyone. And we knew it was it's a harder thing to do, which is build in public with the community. But we believe this is the best way to build a long-term project, which, with Shardeum, which will be open source, to be able to also then eventually hand over the entire project to a DAO and have the community be involved deeply. I think these times where we are spending building the network is where everyone's gaining knowledge, and this knowledge will translate into how Shardeum operates independently as a community-run project in the long run. So yeah, I think whoever's part of this, you guys are really understanding the project, and you guys will be part of this this project for a long time to help us build it and to grow it. So we are really grateful to all of you for having our back and helping us build this. And yeah, we'll be ready soon. Don't worry. We are definitely making a lot of progress, and we are here to listen to all your feedback, good, bad, ugly. So keep them coming. That helps us navigate and take the project in the right direction.
Thanks, Nischal. And Priyanka also asked to mention we're sharing weekly tech updates on social media and curating 3 community question videos. So we're
I think
working hard to keep the community updated.
Yeah, the reason why we are doing that is because now the development pace has really picked up as we get closer to the mainnet. So we are in a position to provide you with weekly updates. So every week we are going to push out what we worked in the previous week, so that you are also updated on how close we are to solving all of the issues. I think the first one just went out yesterday. Now each week, expect us to push out weekly updates to keep you updated. So the
Great.
pace is picking up. The pace of development has now picked up greatly, and I think we should have some really good results coming out soon.
Awesome. Will the ITN be permissionless for everyone to participate, or will it just be a closed group of certain people?
I think it'll definitely be permissionless, like Shardeum has always been since the BetaNet. Anyone can participate, and there will be certain criteria that you need to fulfill in order to be eligible for the airdrop pool that each phase of the ITN, the incentivized testnet, will have. So yeah, but it'll be definitely permissionless.
Great. And are we segmenting rewards between, like, the day one node operators versus operators that run a node for the first time during ITN?
It's an interesting question. I think we'll take this as feedback. It's a very good question, and I think let us discuss. As of now, the idea was that the BetaNet that was part of a different airdrop program, which I think we've announced, and that's like the pre-incentivized testnet program. And the incentivized testnet is a brand new program for everyone, but let me check with the team. We can discuss a bit and think about, is there a way? But again, I would love your feedback. Should we really do that? Should we give some, sort of a bonus reward to people who were part of pre-incentivized and were part of the incentivized? Or do you guys want like a clean slate incentivized program where anyone's joining, everyone's starting with, ground zero? Let us know. We're on Twitter, we're on Discord. So give us your feedback, and based on that, we'll set up the reward program accordingly for the incentivized testnet.
Thanks. Next question was about, does the SHM that you earn from your validator have anything to do with the airdrop? Should they be withdrawing the earnings from their node to their wallet?
Not in the BetaNet right now. Don't worry at all. In fact, not just about earning the SHM, but even the fact that many times in some of our previous versions, your nodes may not have gone into the active state, and they might have just been on standby. But that's good enough. We consider everyone who were part of the network to be participants of the BetaNet. In the incentivized testnet, I think the details are yet to come. We are still working on these aspects, and we may have something like that, but it's not decided yet. I think sometime this week or sometime next week, we'll probably have greater details on what the incentivized testnet objectives are going to be. But yeah, not for the BetaNet. There's no such requirement.
Yeah, and also, if you do choose to withdraw it, it helps us, test that functionality. It's always great for you just to try unstaking your node and withdrawing your stake and earnings just to test out the functionality. But, the SHM that you withdraw, has no value now or in the future on testnet. Will there be any public sale of the SHM coin before mainnet?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think all of the large public sale platforms have reached out to us, and we've been in discussions with them. We definitely intend to have a public sale maybe a week or a few weeks before the mainnet, and we'll also try to see what we can do for our early community members during that time. No promises, because we don't know exactly what the rules of these individual public sale platforms are. But if there's a way for us to give some I would say preferential treatment to our community members, we'll definitely try our best. But we are right now in discussion, so we can't commit on that. But if that's a possibility, we'll definitely try to make that happen so that our early adopters, get some preference. But again, no promises. Don't hold me for that because it's not in our control.
Thanks to everyone for asking your great questions and your attention throughout the presentation today. Thanks, Andrew and Nischal, for the great answers. Nischal, any final words for the community before we wrap up?
I think after long, I spoke a lot today. So, I think the only thing is, this is not a, an overnight project. This is not a dApp or a protocol that we are building, or we are not just forking a chain and just adding some, smart marketing to make it popular. We're building something which is truly going to be a first in the industry. There's never been an auto-scaling blockchain before, and we'll be the first ones. And we hope that others will then, follow this, and probably there'll be many more auto-scaling blockchains, and that's how Web3 will be able to see these large consumer apps being deployed. But this is one of the first, and building something like that really takes time and a lot of patience. So yeah, I think I'm just happy that the community has been with us. We've seen our metrics grow month on month, which is the biggest feedback that we get from the community, which is they're here with us together. So we really appreciate that, and thank you so much. We'll definitely keep pushing ourselves, and we'll get to the goal, which is bring a auto-scaling blockchain so that we can make decentralization accessible to everyone. So yeah, we are just focused on that right now.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nischal. Thanks everyone for being here. Speaking of the community, after this call, you'll have 5 minutes to mint a POAP proving that you participated in this event. Really appreciate your support, and we look forward to speaking with you again at our next monthly update. Have a great day.
See you. Bye.